So it's a lovely afternoon. Time to wash the car. There we go, hose pipe. Oh, blooming heck. That's a bit, yes, it's not that long since I washed the car, honest. Well, where's the black bit? Ah, garage. Here we go. There it is. That's the bit we need. And we want one of those. And one of these buckets. And some cloth. And some sponge. Where's my other sponge? Oh, there they are. Both there. Good. So, here it is. We have to take this little bracket off first. Put that up there. And hopefully, there we go. I think we need to turn that back on. I think it's turned off since we had the flood. Go and check that. Okay. Which way up is that? Hello? Which way up are you? Okay, that should have done that. Water. And hose end goes on end of. Come here. Give me a bit of that. It's hard to do this with one hand. Alright, so one of them and the other half of that bit, this one. This has to have one of those on it so it doesn't squirt out. Yep, looking good. Turn it on. Turn it on quite hard. Down there, and wonderful. We don't want soaker, we don't want centre. Shower's usually a good one. Yeah, shower. There we go. Where's the car? Oh yeah, through there. Aha! God, it looks beautifully clean already. But that is a misnomer, because it might look clean on top, but if you look, do you remember this the other day when I showed you? Look at the dirty mess there. Right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to clean it. Get these windows looking a bit cleaner. See that scuff mark here, that scum? Yeah, horrid. Filthy at the bottom there. Need to get all this cleaned. All this cleaned. Make it look nice and sparkling new again. Awesome. Let's look round the front. Well, after all that rain yesterday, it's not actually too bad. But I think we're going to give it a good clean anyway. Here we go. One bucket of soapy suds. Back on the bird 3 taking off. Through the roundhouse. Okie doke. give the whole car a real thorough rinsing with cold water first. Might be time to turn on the jet. And here we are some time later, the telling bucket of water and the beautifully clean, nearly anyway, not quite finished yet, but before the light goes, there it is, nice and clean again. Another week to mess it all up at work, driving into Manchester. Anyway, get a bit of a glint off that, look at that. Eee, lovely. Sparkly. There we go, looking rather clean. Now let's check the back out. Okay, so the just needs a little bit more of a sparkling clean, but the bit that we were looking at, now look at that. See, I cleaned that, and look at that, the water has settled and brought some dirt down with it. Anyway, let's have a look underneath. Should be okay now. Oh yeah, still a little bit of dirt in there. Get rid of that. But now, see, we've got this clean here. Very nice. Very, very nice. Lots and lots of dirt came out of this these areas. This is where it collects, all in here, a little bit still, in here, down this track, in here, and underneath there. So I've cleaned it mainly. I've really cleaned this area, kept all this, got all this looking quite new again. Rubbed off the marks that were on here, which is good. And effectively we now have a clean, what's that? A clean boot sill. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor each day how dirty that gets. So there you go, day 1, Sunday, and it's as clean as it can be. And over the next couple of days we'll check it each night and we'll see how much accumulates in those areas. What's really nice is we get that that proper pearlescent look in the finish on the paintwork there. When it's clean, you can see that really nicely. There we go. So after the wash, the sun's gone down, it's 10:35 and just been out to pick holly up, and look, we've just done 3,000 miles, 3,003 in fact. Just been to Newton the Willows and good drive up the motorway, and it's time for a recharge. Busy day at work tomorrow, so we'll get the charge on. And we'll say 99, clean car. Okay, well, it's another beautiful evening and I'm parked up in Manchester. This is a day 1, and you can see already, look at this, there's still water accumulation, dirt accumulation here. All across this area. Let's see what it's like inside. No, not too bad. Not too bad considering it's, I guess, dirty on the outside, but not too bad on the inside. So we'll see. We'll see as the week goes on. We'll see how it progresses. Now look underneath here. You can already see a sort of a seam, a dirty seam forming. That's what I mean. It's interesting how the car accumulates muck at this end of the car, where the front is what you'd expect for a car that has been driving along a motorway. But it doesn't accumulate the muck the same. It's very peculiar indeed. Oh well, we'll keep you informed. We'll check it out tomorrow. Well, it's another beautiful day, and there's lots of trails in the sky today. Amazing how many people are going on holiday. Anyway, here we are. It's Wednesday of the week. We're checking the state of the vehicle at the back. Now then, have a look at this. This is, all I've done is drive in and out of Manchester. Look how filthy. Look at that, how bad is that? Really? There we go. Get it in focus, come on. We're a bit close for that. So yeah, you can see it's picking up quite a lot of dirt. Now remember, Sunday we cleaned the car beautifully, it was wonderful. It hasn't rained. There was one morning that I came down, there's quite a lot of dew on the car, but effectively all that has just been from driving in and out of Manchester. In dry weather. It's very... Either Manchester's a filthy city or there's something about the design of the back of this car and the way that it collects dirt. The side isn't too bad actually. And check out the side, it's not too bad. You can see specks here and there, but nothing like the back. There's the roof bit on the top of the back spoiler. That's reasonably clean. Let's have a look at the... So even the mirrors, which stick out and face forward at 70 miles an hour on a motorway, they're not as bad as the back. Do you see where I'm going with that? It just feels like it's perhaps part of the design is to bring the air all to the back of the car, where it collects bits basically. So the front's not too bad. You can't see it from there, but if we're going a bit closer, you can see here's an equivalent sort of shelf, and there's very little there. There's the top of the number plate, and really there's not a lot there, you know. Top of the number plate there, not really got so much dust or dirt collected, so clearly the air flow over the car takes all the dirt to the back of the car, which you don't mind. It just means you get it all in one place, and just have to keep the back a bit more clean than normal. I mean, the Corsa was never that bad, and the Corsa has a similar sort of, you know, it goes along and it has a steep back, but like this does. Anyway, so that's Wednesday's. Let's see if we can get a better view of that dust and dirt collection. So if you have a leaf and you suffer from the same thing, make a comment. If you have a leaf and you don't, also make a comment, because I'd like to know what you're doing. Maybe you're not driving the car on a motorway. Maybe it is the motorway. But anyway, it certainly gets its fair share of dirt accumulation. But we love it anyway. Good morning. Well, we've just arrived in Manchester and just taking a quick look at the back of the car. This is Thursday morning now. The car's looking really filthy. Bear in mind that we didn't actually come into Manchester yesterday, but look how much grubbiness there is on the back here, and starting to accumulate stuff on the top now as well. I'm beginning to wonder whether it's just where I park the car at night, because it does seem to be worse in the morning than the night before. This is really quite filthy now, and leaving a bit of a stain, which I'll just water that get rid of, I think. So from Sunday to Thursday, that from Sunday to Thursday, this is the accumulation of muck on the back. Bit of a mess really. We'll keep an eye out for tomorrow. Okay, so it's Friday morning now, and as you can see there is definitely a slight dew on the top of the car. We just moved off and come to local shops. This is what the back of the car is looking like this morning, and I do think that like a morning dew is what's bringing some of this, or at least allowing it to form sort of like water marks. But look, just look there now, how much. So this is Friday. Remember, we cleaned the car completely on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 5 days later, and it's looking like that. Hello, pussycat. It's an odd cat coming to say hello. Look at it. Terrible. Terrible. Anyway, nothing you can do about it. Just an interesting thing. Thanks, pussycat. Bye. Go on off now. Cats come to say hello. So the handle is also accumulating quite a bit of muck, as you see the water there. That's why I suspect that the dew isn't helping. So if you look at that, that's wet, and look at the muck. You move it all together there. Look at the muck. Look at the muck in here. Interesting. Still love the car though. So a few clouds in the sky, and overnight we did have a little bit of rain, and you'd have thought that would clean the car off a little bit, but look at this. All the muck that's been accumulated seems to have come to a central point now. Look at this. Oh my giddy aunt. I'm beginning to wonder whether it's because I park under this tree. I don't know. Do you think it is? No, maybe not. But you can certainly tell it's Sunday morning now, and this is 1 week after washing the car. It looks like it hasn't been washed for 3 weeks. You would think it had been raining for a month, but in fact it rained once last night, and I think that sort of rests my case. So I wonder, is anybody else seeing this kind of muck accumulation? Look at the state. Look at this. Just look at this. Just to give you an idea of how much we're talking about. We're not talking about a little bit here. We're talking about quite a considerable amount of accumulation. That could be because Manchester is a very dirty city, and that's why you need to drive an electric car to reduce the emissions that cause. Well, probably don't cause this, do they? Really? But anyway. Manchester does appear to be have quite an impact on the car. We'll probably find this out. I'm going to take a holiday from work for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, and during that period I shan't probably drive into Manchester, and so we'll be able to keep an eye on the muck accumulation and see whether it has any effect. Not driving into town. Even underneath the handle, see, look, underneath the handle here, where it's accumulated, it's now dropped through, come out with the rain. Look at that. That's a horrible state of affairs. And of course that's quite grainy So the more grainy it is, see how large these particles are as well. They're not small. You know, and I live in a fairly rural place. Well, maybe it's not as rural as we thought. So you can hear that noise in the background, and you can see a glint in the foreground. That can only mean one thing: it's car wash time. So after a week of monitoring how the car gets dirty at the back, this car wash has revealed why that's happening. Let me show you. So this is where the main dirt has been accumulating, in the back sill. This is where clearly the boot, this is the boot area, so lift the boot up and it accumulates, comes down here and accumulates underneath here and here and on this lovely wide sill. So I was just trying to clean out the inside part of this back boot, as it were. I noticed I hadn't really done a very good job in that area at the back. So I put a sponge down the back and it came out filthy. So I was like, well, where's that going then? How's that? And here it is. This is my theory anyway. This gully, which you can't see unless you go on top of the car. See if you can see it there, just so we can get it. This gully leads to the front of the car. And now what I suspect is happening is that all the muck and stuff and grime is channeled down here to end up at the edge of this gully and drop into this area here. See, look, it's clean, but now see that dirt there? Yes. So, and we've got two of those, haven't we? Cars. There's one on the other side, doing exactly the same job. It's basically moving muck. Look at this. Look at this. Where's my finger now? There. Here. Look. See, I've just cleaned that. And that's filthy now again. And there you go. I think mystery solved. I think because it comes from the front of the car, it pushes everything into this channel that it can, muck-wise. And we're talking about fairly large pieces of dirt and grime and dust. And they come down here. And it may be that when it rains, it gets washed. It does accumulate. I have noticed it accumulates here and here. And again here and here, worse further down. So I think that that's a major contributor to all the muck accumulating at the back of the car. So I think with that mystery solved, if that's what it is, solved. I don't know if it is solved, but I think that it's a fair estimate of what's going on. The case is closed on the dirty car at the back. There we go. It's not dirty anymore because we cleaned it. Richard and I have just washed the car and it looks sparkly one more time. Just have a look at the front here. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that there. I can't see it properly with the light, but you've got that pearlescence glazing in the sun and it looks fab. Look at that. Oh, smashing. So there we go, another clean car. Just got to dry the top and clean the windows and then we're there. Wonderful. So it looks like those two channels then actually bring muck and dirt and particles to the back of the car, which is where it accumulates. Doesn't explain how it all gets down onto the number plate and that sill that's on the number plate or the very back. And you would imagine that water, you know, and rain would push it down, but it looks like the airflow does that because it's been very, very dry for quite some time. And in this period of a week, we've only had one actual rainy night, which was like Saturday night. So it would be great to hear from anybody else if you've got some kind of comment. Then please, either, I don't know if it's down here or over here if you're on mobile, just add a comment and let us know what you found with the car. And that's actually it for another episode. So hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been a long one this time, but the investigation and the washing of the car, which took about 10 minutes of the video, sorry about that, was good fun, and it just looked great. So hopefully see you next time on Our Friends Electric. Bye for now. Bye.